Thank you, buddy. Behind the Badge this morning, a little special segment this morning. Everybody, the whole world has been concentrated on the flooding in the Guadalupe River, Kerrville, Texas, that part of the hill country of Texas. And some of you may not realize there are members of the Shreveport Fire Department. We're actually inside Central Fire Station this morning that are there now, actually deployed the next day. The flooding started early wee hours of July 4th. The next day on Saturday, Calvin, members of your team, Swift Water Rescue Team, deployed to that hill country, right? You've been a member of the team how long?
I became trained back in 2009, 2010. So
okay.
I've been a member since.
So as we're talking, you're going to be watching some video of a training session.
That's correct.
On Caddo Lake.
Yes, sir.
And it was really swift water, the dam.
Yes, sir.
And obviously the ideal place to train. So first of all, let's talk about what can you tell us about what, I think it's 4 members of your Swift Water Rescue Team. What are they doing right now?
So right now they pulled on Saturday. They went to Austin. They linked up with another group, another attachment.
Okay.
And then they went down to their base campus in Round Mountain. So right now they went into the last couple of days. They've been into Lano, Texas. Experienced some more significant rain damage and stuff like that. So they have been doing like some search and rescue recon missions.
Okay.
They had to shut it down yesterday due to the weather. And so on today, they're going into, early this morning actually, they're going into Kerrville today to revamp and redo some of those search and rescues on ground and in boats.
What do you mean redo?
Well, start over. I mean, there's still people missing.
Okay.
And so they're still out there looking and searching for those that are missing.
Okay. I'm noticing in the video that people are watching right now, that training, it's pretty intense. When you call yourself Swift Water Rescue, you're not kidding. It's
correct.
Designed for severe flooding like we've seen in Kerrville in the hill country.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what you guys train for, so you're ready.
Yes, sir. So Swift Water, when you think about Swift Water, it's water with a very, very strong current.
Right.
And on face value, as you look at it, it may not look as swift as you think so, but we're talking about water that can move vehicles, houses, and stuff like that. It's that strong. So you're a regular individual who's not trained to negotiate those type of waters and stuff like that, they can get themselves in a bad situation. We want to prevent that. We want to prevent that. Our guys are highly trained on how to swim and how to negotiate, and we have the advanced equipment as well to utilize for this.
And this actually began in some measure, or at least it was re-emphasized after the terrible incident on the Red River. A number of years ago, 6 young boys drowned, one after the other. They were each trying to save each other.
That's correct.
And after that, members of the Shreveport Fire Department said we need to be ready for an incident like this.
Right. That's why I remember as far as training started.
Okay.
Training started for us in Swift Water training. So a lot of members of the guys, you go through a vigorous training. You have to do a 300-meter swim, non-stop without touching the walls, which is very, very difficult.
That is, yes.
And then once you do that, you go through a 40-hour course with Swift Water training, doing several techniques that you may see in those videos and stuff like that each and every day. That are very, very strenuous, and so we put the guys through a lot of tests. They go through a lot of tests in order to be a Swift Water training rescue.
So they're ready when we need them. And I think it's important to note that the next day after the flooding happened, I think when we began to realize this is serious, our guys deployed immediately. Within 24 hours of the incident, we had 4 of our members of our Swift Water Rescue Team on the way to the hill country of Texas, and we just, our thoughts and prayers go to all the folks involved in that. In my many years in television, this is one of the most saddest incidents I can remember, but I'm very proud that members of our fire department are there now doing what they can to save lives. Back to you. Good morning, everybody. Behind the Badge, I'm going to set up a scenario for you now. Let's just assume that I'm involved in a situation just like that has recently happened on the Guadalupe River in the hill country. Water can be moving 20-25 miles per hour, Calvin Baker. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm in trouble, and I'm out in the middle of the water, Swift Water. I need a Swift Water rescue, and I'm out here, and I'm in big trouble. What are you going to tell me to do, first of all?
So first thing I'm going to do, you're upstream. I'm going to make contact with you. I'm going to tell you, throw up your hands. I'm going to throw you a rope.
Hey,
so that lets me know that I'm going to help you.
Okay.
And what I want to do, I want to go diagonally to you upstream. And so I want you to grab the rope, and as you grab the rope, I'm gonna bunker down and hold it, and the current is gonna bring you to the.
How far can you throw that rope?
This is 75 feet, so I'm gonna try my best. You know.
Okay, I know you're an old guy. Okay, got it.
So once you do this here, I'll bunker down. You put it around on your outside shoulder. And hold it like so. And as I bunker down, it's gonna pull you to the current's going to pull you.
Pull me to the bank.
Until you get
You
safe.
don't reel me in, but you let the current save me by bringing me to the bank.
Exactly.
So this is one of the things that, if necessary, your swift water rescue team might actually be doing right now. We're not aware of what they're doing, but they deployed, folks, 4 members of the Shreveport Fire Department's Swift Water Rescue Team deployed within 24 hours of the incident. Happened on July 4th, the next day. Your team deploys. What are they up to right now? What's the latest order?
So right now they're preparing to go into Kerrville. They're actually going to do some recon and search and rescue missions.
Okay.
They're attached to their element,
right.
And so they're the boat element because they have the inflatable boats
right.
there. So they're going to actually be going out reconning for those areas that are still rising due to the rain that just got on yesterday.
Yeah, they got some
and
more.
Also, yes, sir, and also doing some search and rescue.
Yeah, sadly, as I understand it, the news reports that I've heard, they haven't found anybody alive. They're finding dead bodies, is what I'm hearing. I'm not telling you what you guys are experiencing, but obviously we hope we find somebody alive. That would be the best scenario. Let's talk about beyond swift water. Thank God we have that. But we have swimming pools everywhere. We have lakes and rivers. Let's just say that I'm on the side of a swimming pool. Somebody is in trouble, drowning. What should I jump in, Calvin?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So let's say you are at a swimming pool and they do have a lifeguard on standby. First, notify that lifeguard. Let them know that somebody's in trouble.
Okay.
And so we go by this thing called reach, throw, row, and go.
Okay.
Reach, you get like a long pole or a pool pole to reach out to that person that are in their water.
All
and
right.
pull them back. You're safely on the side of the pool.
Okay.
If you cannot reach it there, you get a buoy, inflatable buoy you can throw to them, or people don't realize beach balls, volleyballs float, a cooler floats. So you can throw those type of items to them too as well for them to grab onto and they can float.
Okay.
And then row, we have a boat that's a Zodiac. Now you might not have that in a swimming pool, but maybe in like a lake or something like that. You get into an inflatable boat, you row out to that person and grab onto that victim. And then the last, very, very last resort is go, where you actually jump into the water, swim into the water to go out there. But you only do that if you are trained in that situation.
Right.
So we do not want you to do that if you're not trained to the situation. So don't even think about go if you're not trained to the situation. So you need to notify that lifeguard first if there's a lifeguard on scene.
Amen.
And then also have somebody call 911 just so
of course,
we can be on
of course.
en routing.
But the worst thing you could do, or the last resort, is jumping in.
That's correct.
The best thing, I think, is finding something on the bank that floats, and the coolers, beach balls, there's lots of things.
Lots of things.
A piece of wood maybe, who knows what you may have.
Propane, like propane tanks.
Propane tanks.
They're doing barbecue and everything like that.
Good advice. Yes. By the way, we're really proud of you guys. You're a member of the Swift Water Rescue Team. 4 of those guys have deployed and have been there and could be there up until 14 days,
14
right?
days, yes, sir.
Okay. Proud to have them. And when they come back, we'll have them share their experiences, Calvin. But again, I've said this a lot. I've done a lot of stories with the Shreveport Fire Department. Our fire department, for a city our size, is way above average, folks. I'm just telling you. They are ready for things. And in this particular case, thank God they were ready to deploy, and they did. And we're glad they're there. Back to y'all. Good morning, Brian. Thank you for this beautiful sunrise, folks, here in Shreveport. But let's take you back to the early morning hours of July 4th. There's been a huge storm. 20 inches of rain has fallen. The Guadalupe River, usually very calm, is now a torrent of water, 25 miles an hour. I'm in trouble. I'm semi-conscious. I'm flowing down the river to potentially my death. I've got members of the Shreveport Fire Department Swift Water Rescue Team, Calvin, so I'm still moving. All right, so I'm semi-conscious, so you can't yell at me to wave.
Exactly.
Normally, that's what you would do.
Right, so we do the last resort, which is called a live bait.
Okay.
That's the last resort. I will actually jump into the water. I would actually do a belly flop, hold my hands here to protect my head, and I will swim to your direction. I'll swim to your direction. When I swim to your direction and grab you, as I have a throwback, I have a rope tied to me.
Okay.
As I grab you, we're going down river. I cut my head and shake my head. They'll let the guys know that are on the other end of the rope.
So the river is continuing to.
Yes, we're taking us down. They'll hunker down. They'll hold it. They'll hunker down and hold it, and then the current will take us to the side together.
To the bank.
Right,
to the bank. Okay, right here.
Right here.
All right,
we're good to go.
Okay. That's one of the methods you employ.
That's the last resort.
That's the last resort. You don't want to jump in. And by the way, if you're at a swimming pool or a lake or a river, the jumping in is the last thing you want to do, folks. What's the first thing people should do?
First thing you want to do is, if you're at a swimming pool, notify the lifeguard, call 911, but you want to reach. Use some long
find a pole
or something like that to reach.
A piece of wood, whatever it may be, or something that floats.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Throw. So a buoy, anything inflatable like a beach ball, volleyball, so forth, like that. A cooler. If you're like a propane tank from a grill, all that stuff floats, but that person can grab onto and hold onto it and be buoyancy.
Last resort, you go in.
Well, after that, you row. Like say if you're at a lake or something like that, you have a boat where you actually row out to them and grab them and hold on to them. And then, yes, sir, last thing you want to do is go on your own, but only do that if you're trained in that specific skill.
Speaking of training, you're going to be watching some video now of members of the Shreveport Fire Department Swiftwater Rescue Team training Caddo Lake. And this training is pretty dramatic, pretty scary. But I didn't even know we had a Swiftwater Rescue Team. Thank God we do. In large measure, this team maybe was formed after that terrible incident that happened on the Red River. We had 6 young men drowned, and I think the fire department re-emphasized water rescue at that point, right?
Yes, I know. I know back then, roughly we started doing the training for Swiftwater, getting our guys to do the 300-meter swim. That's a prerequisite that you have to do without stopping. And then once you do that, you go through a vigorous 40-hour-week class, teaching you skills on how to do throw bags, how to do live bait, how to do boat ops for the Swiftwater.
All right, I want to mention that within 24 to 48 hours after the incident took place, early wee hours of July 4th, the next day, Saturday, 4 members of the Swiftwater Rescue Team deployed, and they're there now. What are they doing?
Right now, they're getting prepared to go into Kerrville. They had some significant rain in Lano, Texas, just so they kind of stopped operations. But now they're getting ready to go into Kerrville to do some recon and search and rescue. Okay.
And when they get back, they'll probably have some stories to share. We can imagine. Again, our hearts and prayers go to all of those guys. But folks, I'll tell you what, we have a lot to be proud of with the Shreveport and Bossier City fire departments. For cities our size, they are way above average. And we have teams like Swiftwater Rescue that are there when the need arises, and certainly as soon as it arose in the hill country of Texas, these guys deployed. Coming back to y'all. Help, 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 I'm drowning.
I got a rope, throw your hands up.
Hands up.
I got a rope, hands up, hands up.
All right, I'm in a river, the torrent, it's about 20 miles an hour. You're gonna throw me a rope, Calvin? Grab the rope.
Put it around your shoulder.
Around my shoulder. River's about 20 miles an hour, it's a torrent now, and you're gonna do what?
I'm bunkering down, holding it till the current takes you to the bank.
The current is going to bring me to the shore. And this is one of the methods members of the Shreveport Swiftwater Rescue Team employ and might be employing right now, as 4 members of our team have deployed to the hill country of Texas to help in any way that they can. This is Calvin. You're a member of that team. Thank God we have it. You're going to be seeing some video here in just a second of the training. Pretty dangerous training. This is the dam at Caddo Lake, very swift water. Let's talk about what you've got on, and this would be standard uniform for anybody on the rescue team.
That's
Describe
correct.
what you've got
this
on.
is a Swiftwater vest. It's a little bit different than your natural normal life vest. It has some different features on it. It has a
very tight
feature. Yes.
Right.
So it doesn't rise up.
You've got swift water, you've got to have it tight so it doesn't come off.
And it has a tether where I can attach a rope to, just in case I want to do one of our last resort techniques is called live bait. Okay. And it's also the helmet which has vents in it, so water doesn't get up in there and cause injury or damage to the person.
Okay. So the rope is a big thing.
Yes, sir.
That's a big part of what you do.
Yes, sir. So we have a throw rope, and so we use reach, throw, row, go. So first off, you're going to reach with a long pole or a stick first, and then throw. We'll throw a throw bag. We let them know, get their attention, throw a throw bag.
Right.
Row, we have inflatable boats that we row out to that victim to save them, and go. That's our last resort, live bait. We actually jump into the water. We're tethered to a rope, swim to that victim, grab that victim, and take on the safety.
Okay, and you can see from the video you're watching extensive training.
Absolutely.
You guys are highly trained. And within 24 to 48 hours after the incident in the hill country, Guadalupe River, we had 4 members of our Swiftwater Rescue Team that deployed. And what are they doing right now?
Right now they're entering in Kerrville. They had some significant rain weather yesterday, had to stop operations. Okay. And so now they're going in there doing some recon and search and rescue.
When you say recon, what do you mean?
They're looking for like high flood areas, maybe some areas where the potential people may be missing.
Okay. So you don't know if they've been involved in any rescues or recoveries?
No, sir, I do not.
Not sure. All right. Let's talk about the team itself. How many of you guys are there?
We have 4 members. We have the task force leader is Captain David Burton. We have Captain Craig Bodnog. We have Fire Engineer Austin Toll, and we actually have EMS Officer Chris Shadowin that are deployed from the Shreveport Fire Department.
All right, fantastic. How many of you are there? Total number?
We're assembled on a group called Task Force 3, so we roughly have over 60 members.
60 members. Wow, fantastic. Again, this speaks very highly, and every time I do a story with you guys, I'm impressed by the level of excellence. I mean, for a city our size, we seem to have a fire department that performs at a very high level, way above average. You would agree?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so right now we can say that we've got 4 members of the team deployed. They could be deployed up to at least another week, 14 days.
That's correct.
So when they come back, we'll obviously visit with them and see what stories they have. But again, folks, thank God they're there. Thank God you can see from the video you've been watching, they are highly trained. This is dangerous work. And we have a fire department that has guys like Calvin and these 4 that are there now, that when the call came, they answered. Calvin, thank you, buddy. We appreciate your service.
Thank you, sir.
And we're proud to have members of the Swift Water Rescue Team doing what they can in the hill country of Texas. Back to you.